Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and I'm so glad to make this video and glad to reconnect with you back again. And today we are going to continue with our topic about mental health. Precisely, I'm going to talk about anxiety. Do you know that about 80% of people are affected with anxiety without knowing? People are wallowing into anxiety, manic depression, bipolar, and all sorts of mental health without their knowledge. And with this difficult situation right now, people are thinking that it's a situation, things are so hard, and they're thinking like okay, I'm feeling like this, or rather, I'm undergoing this feeling because of the situation, or the hard situation. And we know that the pandemic also made it harder in terms of jobs, financially, family, everything has gone downhill, and most of people, they're really they have been affected. And we know most people, their lives will not, some people, let me say some people, their lives will never be back to normal because the COVID has swept away their loved ones, the breadwinner, and they are left to anguish, in pain and suffering, and they're developing these mental challenges. And of course, with lack of awareness and lack of sensitization, it's so difficult to diagnose yourself if you've never heard of it. And also, concern, lack of information about mental health, and also the stereotype that surrounds mental health, and also the discrimination. So a lot of people are laid back, and they just don't want to bag other people, or rather they want to discuss their problems, because right now we don't know, some who you are telling your problems to, because maybe you're telling them with this ear or this mouth, or rather, and you're telling them with the mouth, the ear, and the mouth is speakering on the other side. So people are just left to keep to themselves, and it's hurting. And a lot of suicide cases has increased with this pandemic. And I feel so bad, There was a time I saw something on Facebook, and there is this woman who had just committed suicide, and people are questioning, why didn't she commit suicide? Why couldn't she speak out, And I was wondering, why should they even judge in the first place? For a person who have never undergone any mental problem, you wouldn't understand, And with this era, physical health is, is people are taking it serious than mental health, And people are getting more, I would say some people are so ignorant, They don't want to get to understand. They don't want even to read. They don't want to do their research. They don't want to be considerate. They're just pointing fingers and blaming and blaming. And I was like, these people, you could read the sign, For a person who have gone mental health right now, I can identify somebody who is struggling with their mental, stability, with their socialization. And that's why I'm outside here and putting myself outside here as an example, as a first-hand experience. I've experienced all, waves, all episodes of anxiety. For now, each time with anxiety, it gets better with time, or it gets worse with time. And whenever you think like, okay, right now I feel better, right now I'm improving, right now healing, then another attack comes in, and each day something new comes up with anxiety. During my first trimester of anxiety, it wasn't that bad. I used just to feel like, okay, I'm anxious. Anxiety comes from the word anxious. When you're anxious about something, your heart is racing, right? So during the first trimester, I experienced that, and I was like, something is not right. And later on, I'm going to talk about the symptoms of anxiety. So I'll let you know, and you judge from there. You judge yourself from there, because some people, or you that you're watching me, you might have anxiety, but you don't know. So today I'm going to tell you some 5 signs that are related to anxiety. And before I reach there, like I was saying, during the first trimester, I used to be anxious, and then with time, and it escalated to lack of sleep. I couldn't sleep properly, and I had to go to medication. And also, of course, with medication, as well, come with what do you call it? They come with how do you say that? Medications comes with I don't know the word. I forgot this word. I don't know what's happening with me. But again, medication, they come with what do you call these? Oh my God. Okay. Aftermath. Let me say aftermath of medication. I used to have like terrible headaches, and then I used to have like hangovers, side effects. That is the correct answer, the side effects of drugs. So I don't want to get into medication, because with medication you have to work with them. If you don't work with them, you'll be shaking, you'll be like totally messed. So those were my first episode with anxiety, and with time I kept on praying. I shared one thing with anxiety, one thing with mental health: you must be willing to come out and talk. Don't talk to everybody, but talk to the people that you trust. Even if is your pastor. I thank God that my pastor has been there for me. There was a time that I was so down, and I was like, okay, I don't want to tell them, I don't want to bug people. I just wanted them to see me, this perfect being, this, and I was so conservative. My personality, most people might be thinking I'm outgoing. Yes, I'm outgoing when I've engaged, when I've clicked with people. And I remember back then I'm funny, but again, there is cockiness. Sometimes I was just being cocky. I was not myself. I was just pushing myself to cover my scars. But to be sincere, I go with the mood. I'm kind of laid back. I don't want to say like I go with the mood, but sometimes I kind of laid back. And I was really suffering. I couldn't speak up, but I felt like it's time. Yes, I need to talk. People, sometimes you want people to figure out what you're going through. And I was like, no, I don't want people to figure anymore. I just want to come out and speak for myself. And that's what I've started. I know most people, you're like, Quinta, blah, blah, blah. You know what you're talking through? Maybe she went somewhere, she went abroad, and that's why no. I'm putting myself outside there on behalf of those people who cannot speak on themselves, on behalf of those people who are not aware, they don't have information about mental health. And I want to spread it out there so that you know how you can help yourself. To be sincere, what I can say with anxiety, it doesn't end. It takes years. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of passion. You have to create passion for yourself. You have to distract yourself, because it's mental. It's up here. And everything in our body, for our body to function, it has to start here in the brain. And once your brain is distracted, of course, nothing is going to go well down there. And of course, I've been affected with tiny things. Sometimes I do have like memory loss. I'm so emotional. I break down so easily. So this anxiety triggers change your social life. But again, are you determined? Are you determined to fight it? Do you want to go down? Initially we were afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of what people will say. Don't be afraid of the stereotype. There is this lady that I do follow so much, and on Instagram, she is a mom. Right now she's a mom of 2, and she used to make like this funny videos. But of late, when she gave birth, she went through postpartum depression, and recently she came out to say that her son is autistic. Her son has autism. He's autistic. And I was so broken down. I was like, this woman that lives the best life, this woman that has 1 million followers, this woman that has money, how come she can be undergoing this? So mental health cuts across. It doesn't choose. It does not choose rich, poor, white, black, Mexican. No, it does not choose. It cuts across, and people are suffering. So more back home, because you have no knowledge. Nobody is speaking about mental health. People are just concerned with physical physical aspects, and as a face of anxiety, you see the way I look. I'm a face. I want to advocate. I want to share. So guys, today I would like to share a little bit about the symptoms. So please pay attention. If you're experiencing this symptom, probably 80% you might be going through anxiety. So number 1 is panic. Do you have constant panic? over nothing? Do you panic? Do you feel anxious over nothing? Does your heart race once you have panic? Does your heart race, like racing? You feel like your heart is racing. You feel like you're panicking over nothing. You have nothing in place, or you're not expecting anything. That is one major. Actually, that is the first highlight of anxiety. Number two, there is fear. Do you always fear of the? Do you have fear of the unknown? That is second. That is what I'm experiencing. I'm talking from experience. You have fear. You constantly fear over nothing. You fear future. You fear about your future. You fear about things that has not happened. You fear about how things will turn out. Number three, unstable. Are you emotionally unstable? Like you feel you don't have peace. You know, sometimes that peace, when you're literally doing nothing, you're not doing anything, you just seated, or rather you're doing something, and you just feel nothing is going on, but you're feeling just okay, just peace. That is one of the things that people with anxiety don't experience. You feel you miss that peace. You don't have that peace. Are you lacking that peace? Then you might be having anxiety. Also, are you emotionally weak? Do you break down so easily? Do you break down so easily? If you do break down so easily, it's so hard. You cannot control your emotion. It's so hard for you to control your emotion. When somebody has wronged you, you just tear down. That is another sign of anxiety. Another difficult sign that I'm struggling with is quick to anger. Are you quick to anger? Does petty things affect you? Gets in your head easily? That is one sign of anxiety. If you can't control, you feel, I used to control my emotion. I used not to be quick to anger. What's happening right now? You might be experiencing anxiety. And you know, with anxiety, it comes from depression. Maniac depression brings anxiety. So if you cannot control your emotion, you feel like you burst, you can't calm down. For me, I thank God, because I've never crossed my way with people. The only person that I do cross way is my husband. I don't know, I've never crossed with people. I'm so considerate, I'm so kind, I'm always after, okay, I just want to be good to people. Although sometimes, you know, people do take advantage of you, or people get to you. Like the other time, I just posted a picture of myself, you know, and then a certain lady told me that fake, you know, that smile is fake. And I was like, who is this? She doesn't even know me. She doesn't even know what I'm going through. How dare she say that my smile is fake? And she even went ahead to say, please drop the picture. And I was like, wow, people have audacity. But I thank God, because I don't get easily provoked with people. You know, I just get, you know, me and my husband, I have a problem with my husband, you know, understanding him. And I think with that, it usually comes with expectation. You're expecting a lot from people that are close to you, or other people that you love them. You forget they're also human. They have emotion. They're also, you know, sometimes you're like, why can they think and do this to me? On the other hand, you too should tell yourself, why should I not do it to them, so that they can reciprocate? So it's a two-way traffic, and I'm trying to work on that. Another major symptom of anxiety is lack of sleep. You can't have proper sleep. Another symptom is headache, like you're having constant headache, and that is it. So those are the major symptoms. And the last one, before I forget, is lack of breath. Like you're losing oxygen when you're having those panic attack. You feel attacked, you feel you're anxious, and then you can't breathe. You can't breathe totally. And there's something that happened to me recently, like 2 days ago. Let me just share this. 2 days ago, which means it's yesterday was Sunday. On Saturday, we had a small disagreement, or rather I have a challenge back at home, and with the family thing, and I was so much depressed, and I didn't want to talk to anybody. So I tried to keep myself busy, and I'll make a video on how to try to overcome your fears, your anxiety, literally not healing, but the way you can overcome them, so, or the way you can calm it down, because it, you know, it fades with time. It doesn't fade like that. Sometimes it goes, it's a lifetime thing, so you need to be ready. So I was so, I was very upset. Let me say that I was so upset. And when I'm upset, I usually don't want to lose myself, because once I lose myself, panic attack, those flashback traumas. Yeah, and I forgot to say trauma. If you have trouble, anxiety with trauma, they don't go along, because once you have trauma, it will be triggering, and anxiety triggers trauma. So everything looks fresh, everything looks like it's happening right now. You feel like people are talking about you, you feel people you are watching at them, you mind so much about people's life, because you feel like, okay, that was me, so basically that's about symptoms. So back to the story, like I was saying. So I had this panic, and I tried, because I had the kids at home, I tried to put myself together, went to the market, did my shopping, my groceries, and then I came back home. And then it was in the evening, I was supposed to go somewhere to pick something, and then I went, I picked it, and then I came back. And then when I came back, I couldn't cook. And that is my passion. Actually, what draws my, what keeps me busy or focus away from anxiety is cooking. I literally love cooking. I just love cooking. And that day I couldn't cook. On Saturday we slept hungry. My husband just took tea. I couldn't cook. And then we went to bed. I didn't want to talk to him. I didn't want to talk to him. And him too. He's an African man. And that's why me and my husband, we fight. I'm like, we are in abroad. Please, just be a modern man. But he's tough-headed. He's tough-headed. My husband is true African man. He does not compromise anything. He has, those alpha men. He's the one. I tell him, your alpha is like, no. But it's nice. He's a good dad, a good husband. He's so understanding. But once he knocks, it's very hard for him to come back. So I went to bed, and I couldn't sleep. So what I do, when I cannot sleep, when I'm having attacks, I usually move from the bedroom to the living room, and then I sit, I calm down, and then sometimes I read the Bible. So that day was terrible. I went to the sitting room for 20 minutes. I tried to calm down, nothing was working. I tried to focus, nothing was working. I read the Bible, I opened the Bible, I read, nothing was working. I didn't have time to pray. I couldn't call my pastor because I feel like it's too much. Sometimes, no, you don't want to every time. No. So I tried everything. Oh, I cried. When I have anxiety, I cry so that it can get off my chest. So because with anxiety, it holds your heart so, so stiff that you can't breathe. It was terrible. My husband was just sitting. I didn't want to tell him what I'm feeling. I don't want to engage him in what I'm feeling. I was like, let him see that I'm suffering, and he comes in and help me. But he was not buying that. So he's sleeping on the other side with the kids, and I've read the Bible, I've walked. Now I said, let me go take a shower. I went to the washroom, up to the bathroom, I took a shower. I came back, nothing is working. It's going 2 hours. 2 hours. I'm fighting, nothing was working, And then I went to the sink, and then I had like dirty dishes. I did the dishes, I cleaned the house, I kept myself busy. I couldn't. Now I said, let me go to bed. Let me just go to bed close to the baby. Maybe I'll feel good, because my daughter is young and I have to attend to my daughter. So she was like fussy. So I went to the bed, and I was trying to hold her and tell God, give me strength. This baby is looking up to me. She's breastfeeding, and the toxic inside me. When I'm angry, I remove toxic. When I don't want to poison my daughter, so I just hold her and I pray inside, and I couldn't. Now I started choking. I couldn't breathe. I'm literally choking, like somebody's choking me. And I was say, today I'm dying. It was choking me like somebody's choking me, you feel like vomiting. And I don't want to tell my husband. I just want to be stiff. I don't want to talk to him. I want him to be the first one to see I'm suffering. And then I couldn't hold it. So I started vomiting. I'm sleeping on the bed, on the pillow, and I'm losing my sense a little bit, but I could hear myself, but I'm vomiting. And then he's like, honey, what's happening? And then he tried, because he just woke up and, of course, tried to help me around. But I was still angry. You know, the thing with anxiety, you don't need to be angry. You don't need to be angry. You don't need to provoke yourself. You don't need to fool yourself. You always try to be as calm as calm. But the problem is that once the emotions are out of control, you can't even control you being angry. So I was like that. And then when I feel anxiety, I usually feel like something is holding my chest. So he usually, you know, hit my back at the lower, you know, the scapula. Do we call this scapula? Is this a scapula or bone what? Down here. So he knocks it so hard, and then I calm down, and then I could sleep. So that was the worst episode of anxiety I've gone through. So guys, we have a long way. We are doing this together. And I'm here till the end. I'm not leaving anyone behind. If you don't have information, don't even mind, you know, don't mind about what people say. You can talk to me. Feel free to tell me, oh, Queen, ask me a question. Queen, I do feel like this. Have you ever felt like that? Yeah, I do feel like this. And we can create our small community of anxiety. So for now, please don't forget, I'm going to post this on the YouTube, in my YouTube channel. I'm going to post this on the Facebook. I know you're watching it from Facebook. Remember that you're loved. I love you so much. You have to do the fighting for yourself. Before people help you, you have to diagonalize yourself. You have to fight for yourself. And you have to find the way forward. We are breaking suicidal chain. People are not going to die. We are breaking judgment thoughts. We are breaking self-consciousness. And we are going to deal with this head on. And for now, let me know what you feel. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And I love you till next time. Bye and God bless you.